You ever realize the world doesn't want you dead? It just wants you tired? Like fried. Like scrolling through TikTok while crying into a bag of baby carrots. Tired. Not dead. No, no. Dead can't pay rent. Dead doesn't buy subscriptions. Dead doesn't show up to work pretending it's just a rough patch when it's really a full-blown existential collapse dressed in khakis. But tired? Tired still functions. Tired answers emails. Tired says LOL in group chats it doesn't have the energy to read. Tired keeps the economy going. And if you crack under the weight, don't worry. There's a wellness app for that. You think you're broken. You're not. You're just overstimulated and spiritually malnourished. You are soul-starving in a world that feeds you dopamine like it's fast food. Every swipe, every ad, every look what this 23-year-old millionaire just did with her morning routine. It's poison disguised as inspiration, and you're choking on it. You ever wake up more tired than you were before you slept? You ever look in the mirror and not recognize who's blinking back? You're not lazy, you're not crazy. You're running on fumes in a society that sells burnout as ambition and numbing out as self-care. This system isn't designed to support your healing. It's designed to profit from your delay. And here's the sick joke. You blame yourself. You think it's your fault you can't focus. You think it's you who lacks discipline. Like you're just one Notion template away from becoming that girl, TM. Nah, you're living in a casino that never closes, dopamine flashing at you from every direction, and somehow you're supposed to meditate through it? Let me say this loud for the overthinkers in the back. You are not a productivity machine. You are a person. A wildly complex, wildly beautiful, occasionally disastrous person. You are allowed to do things that don't make sense. You are allowed to rest before you collapse. You are allowed to take up space without a 5-year plan. But I get it. You're scared. Not of failing. You're used to that. You're scared of actually feeling again. Because if you slow down, if you stop running, if you let the silence in, all those feelings you buried with memes and iced coffee, they come knocking. The heartbreak, the loneliness, the quiet rage, the version of you that never got to grow up because life started happening too damn fast. And that's terrifying. But hear me, those parts of you aren't there to destroy you. They're there to free you. I remember this one night, 3:43 a.m. I was sitting on the floor of my bathroom, eating cereal with my hands. No spoon, just vibes, and I thought, is this my rock bottom, or is this a weird kind of breakthrough? I laughed so hard I cried, or cried so hard I laughed. Doesn't matter. That moment, it broke me, but not in the way I thought. It broke the illusion that I had to keep it all together, that I had to be shiny and impressive and calm all the time, that I had to earn my own humanity. That's when I realized, maybe falling apart is the most honest thing we ever do. You are not here to shrink yourself into something digestible. You are not here to be palatable, predictable, pleasant. You're here to shake things, to feel deeply, to burn brightly. You're here to be the weird, messy miracle that you are. And if that makes people uncomfortable, good. Comfort never changed the world. You want to know what dangerous looks like in 2025? It's not being louder. Anyone can be loud. People are screaming into the void all day long and calling it content. Loud is cheap now. Loud is easy. You know what's actually dangerous? Being clear, crystal, unshakable. Clear about your values in a world that keeps trying to sell you new ones every 5 minutes. Clear about your worth in a system built to make you forget it. Clear about who the hell you are when no one's watching. When there's no audience, no applause, no performance. Just you, raw, real, awake. Dangerous is saying, I don't want the life they told me to want. Dangerous is resting without guilt in a culture that treats rest like weakness. Dangerous is choosing slowness when everything is screaming for speed. Dangerous is creating just because it makes your heart swell, not because it gets clicks or clout or cash. Dangerous is letting joy exist, even when the world's on fire. Dangerous is saying, I'm not okay, and not covering it up with a filter or a fake laugh or a productivity hack. Just saying it, sitting in it, letting the ache breathe, because that kind of honesty, that kind of aliveness. It's radioactive, it's viral in the old sense of the word, contagious. It makes other people question their sleepwalking. And that terrifies the world. Because if too many people start waking up, start saying, hey, maybe this whole grind culture, hustle till you collapse, chase status till you lose yourself thing is a giant scam, well then the whole machine starts to shake. And they know it. But you've been tamed, quieted, clipped, polished until you barely recognize the wild, electric creature underneath. You've been taught to apologize for your intensity, for your sadness, for your ambition, for your silence, for your joy. Taught to stay small, smile politely, play nice, be digestible, be likable, be less. You've been fed this low-fat, low-vibe version of yourself so long, you forgot what it feels like to be full. But you were never meant to be a house cat. You were never meant to be domesticated, trained to chase paychecks and likes like a red laser dot on the wall. You are a goddamn lion, an apex miracle with teeth, and you've been pacing the same 8x8 mental cage built from expired dreams, parental expectations, algorithmic conditioning, and adult peer pressure. And it's made you quiet, made you polite, made you forget how loud your roar is. And now your soul's banging on the inside of your ribs like, let me out. So let this be your reminder. You are not tired because you're weak. You are tired because your soul is screaming for rest, for beauty, for rage, for truth, screaming for something real in a world obsessed with pretending. You don't need a glow up. You don't need another podcast or planner or productivity hack. You need a wake up, a violent one, a holy one. You need to remember who the hell you were before they told you who to be. Put the phone down, take your shoes off, go outside and let the dirt touch your skin. Scream into a pillow, whisper to your past self, I forgive you. Write terrible poetry that doesn't rhyme. Make something that nobody asked for. Laugh so hard you wheeze. Cry so hard your heart hiccups. Say no without an essay. Say yes to things that make no logical sense, but make your bones buzz. Be wildly inconvenient to every system that profits from your silence. Be late. Be loud. Be messy. Be magnificent. Be human again. And when the world notices you're waking up, when it tries to lull you back to sleep with noise, with distraction, with shame, smile. That's how you know you're doing it right. They only try to sedate the ones who are becoming a threat. You are not lazy. You are divinely paused. You are not broken. You are mid-metamorphosis. You are not behind. You are becoming. So rest when you need to. Then rebel like it's a sacred act. Reset like it's your birthright. And then stay dangerous. Let them feel your absence when you stop performing. Let them feel your presence when you stop pretending. Let them hear your roar when you finally speak with your whole chest. Let them remember your name. Not because you were perfect, but because you were alive. Not as the tired, tame version of yourself they knew, but as the storm you were always meant to be.